Hi everybody, Matt Valier here with the Connecticut State Battleflag Collection here at the Connecticut State Capitol in Hartford. And today I'll be talking to you about the battle flags for the 19th Connecticut Volunteers, also known as the 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery, during the American Civil War. The 19th Connecticut Volunteers were originally raised in the summer of 1862. And they were raised as the 19th at Camp Dutton in Litchfield County, and most of its soldiers came from Litchfield County as well. The colors of the regiment, also known as a stand of colors being more than one flag. You would have a national flag and a state flag for every regiment, and the 19th Connecticut received these from Mr. William Curtis Noyes and his wife Julia. Her maiden name was Talmadge, and being the 250th of our country, I think it's important to note her grandfather was Captain Benjamin Talmadge in the Continental Army during the Revolution. But back to the Civil War though, the Noyes family purchased these colors for the 19th Connecticut because they wanted them to be carried as a symbol of home during the American Civil War for this regiment. They were made by Tiffany and Company in New York City. The national flag is about 6 foot by 6 foot, maybe a little bit less with the damage on the end of it. And it features white applique stars, which is different from other flags in the collection that are either painted or embroidered to their flag, or embroidered to their colors. And then the center red stripe reads in a really beautiful silk embroidered calligraphy, 19th Regiment Connecticut Volunteers. The state flag that you see here, the blue one, was also procured through Tiffany, and it's also about 6 foot by 6 foot. And at the top it reads in embroidery, 19th Regiment Connecticut Volunteers. Below that there's an eagle standing on a scroll. And then the central device features a shield that sports both the seal of the state of Connecticut and the federal shield in the same shield. So symbolism there is that we're working together as the government and the state to meet the oncoming rebellion. Underneath that is a scroll that reads the state motto, Qui Transit Sustinet, and then that would have been reversed on the other side. So that design element is on both sides of that flag. So the 19th Connecticut, they leave the state and they are in garrison duty in Washington, D.C. Through 1862 into 1863, when they are redesignated as the 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery. Now, normally a heavy artillery regiment would have similar flags as this, but the blue state flag would have been changed to a yellow heavy artillery flag, similar to what was given to the 1st Connecticut Heavy Artillery, but the 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery opted to keep their original battle flags from the 19th Connecticut, and these served through the American Civil War. In 1864, when Ulysses S. Grant takes command of Union forces and makes his headquarters with the Army of the Potomac in Virginia, he calls for heavy artillery regiments in Washington, D.C. to be pulled out of the defenses to act as infantry once more. So the 19th Connecticut go with all those men, and since they'd been in garrison duty for the better part of 2 years, the veterans in the Army of the Potomac nicknamed them bandbox soldiers because they knew how to drill so well and they looked very clean and polished, kind of like bandbox soldiers or toy soldiers. But they will prove their worth well in the coming battles through 1864 and 65. The 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery's first principal action during the American Civil War was the Battle of Cold Harbor on June 1st, 1864, where they suffer considerable casualties. Somewhere about 323 men were killed or wounded in the assault on June 1st, including their Colonel Elijah Kellogg. A number of men among the color guard were most likely killed or wounded as well. They're being battle damaged even on these flags as they are on display here. If you look, the national flag here is missing its finial. It might be cropped out of my video here, but it is missing its finial because during that battle it was shot away by a Confederate rifle fire or artillery fire. The 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery continued to serve as infantry through the American Civil War. and they served at battles through the Shenandoah Valley and Sheridan's Shenandoah Valley campaign, such as Opequon, Fisher's Hill, and Cedar Creek. They continue in operations at Petersburg, and they also see action at Sailors Creek and Appomattox through the American Civil War. After the American Civil War had ended and the 2nd Connecticut had returned to the state, these flags were sent to the arsenal here in Hartford, which was originally on Main Street in the North End. And then 15 some years go by, and Battleflag Day happens with the opening of our Capitol building here on Capitol Ave. And a big parade happens, one of the largest public events in Connecticut history, and the veterans of those regiments, of all the Connecticut regiments actually, bring their flags here in a big parade from the North End to the Capitol building and put them in these cases. So in this hall space, the veterans themselves actually place these flags. The 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery's flag stayed here until about 1960 when they were conserved by Colonel Thomas Welter, and they have been on display ever since. So that's a little bit about the 2nd Connecticut Heavy Artillery's flags. Please come to the Connecticut State Capitol and see the Hall of Flags. There are a number of very wonderful flags that are very important to our state's history. So come on down and see them. Thank you very much.